Hey, listener, and welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always. What are we digging into today?
Well, today we're looking at some pretty interesting developments over at JPMorgan Chase.
Oh, really? What's going on?
So it all started when they decided to roll out a new return to office policy.
Return to office? You mean like everyone back in the office?
Yeah, 5 days a week, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
And it's caused quite the stir, to say the least.
I can imagine. I mean, after everyone got used to working from home.
Exactly. It wasn't exactly met with open arms, let me tell you. We've got some excerpts from a news article, actually, to dive into. It's called JPMorgan Chase Disables Employee Comments After Return to Office Backlash.
Oh, wow. Sounds juicy.
It is. It's a really fascinating look at how this whole thing unfolded.
So what happened? Did employees just start complaining about the new policy?
Well, yeah, but it went way beyond just griping about commutes. It was like, remember we were talking about how the pandemic kind of changed everyone's whole perspective on work?
Yeah, for sure.
This was like that in action. It was about so much more than just where people were working. It got into the how and the why.
Right, like the whole work-life balance thing and having more flexibility.
Exactly. And here comes JPMorgan Chase saying, nope, back to the old way.
I bet that didn't go over well.
Oh, it did not. This announcement was made on their internal website, and that's when things really blew up.
Oh, so they were sounding off right on the company's own platform.
Oh, big time. And listen to this. It wasn't just complaints about missing their home office setups or anything. Some were even talking about unionizing.
Whoa, seriously, that's a whole other level.
Right. Hundreds of thousands of employees potentially banding together. That's a major statement.
It really makes you wonder, did JPMorgan Chase not see this kind of pushback coming?
I know, right? Did they think everyone would just quietly go back to the way things were before?
Like, hey, welcome back to your cubicles.
Yeah, like nothing had changed. They really seem to underestimate how much the pandemic shifted people's expectations about work.
It's like they thought they could just flip a switch and go back to normal.
But for a lot of their employees, that old normal just wasn't cutting it anymore.
So what happened next? I mean, how did JPMorgan Chase respond to all this?
Well, here's the kicker. They shut down the comments section.
Shut it down completely.
Yep. Locked it up tight.
Wow. I guess they figured if they couldn't see the comments, the problem would just go away, right?
Which is like sweeping it under the rug.
Yeah.
But it just kind of highlights that power dynamic,
Totally. You've got this massive corporation trying to maintain control, and then you've got this huge group of employees finding their voice and using technology to connect and push back in a way that we probably haven't really seen before.
Exactly. And it really begs the question, what does this all mean for the future of work?
That's the big question, isn't it? I mean, is this just a one-off situation, or is this a sign of things to come?
Yeah, like, are we heading into this new era of employee activism fueled by digital platforms and this whole changing work landscape?
It's hard to say for sure, but one thing's for certain. The old ways of doing things might not cut it anymore. Those top-down, we-know-best approaches, they just might not work in this new world of work.
Totally. Companies really need to be more tuned in to their employees' needs, more open to having those tough conversations.
Absolutely. More collaborative, less dictatorial.
Maybe even a little more humble. Right?
Definitely. Humility goes a long way.
So listener, think about this for a second. Put yourself in the shoes of a JPMorgan Chase employee. Where would you stand in all of this?
Would you be leading the charge for change or keeping your head down?
What would it take for you to speak up? Something to really think about, because the future of work is being shaped right now. And maybe, just maybe, we each have a role to play in how it all unfolds.
That's a great point to leave on. This is definitely a story we'll need to keep our eyes on.
Absolutely. All right, listener, that's our deep dive for today. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time.